Hey everyone, it's Leftovers for Dinner, and I've decided that for 2013 I was going to start a new video blog diary, just an additional segment to my channel, the Leftovers for Dinner channel, and it's basically going to be like a work in progress Wednesday, or what I'm working on Wednesday. I haven't really finalized the name yet, but since I do a lot of crafty things, I think doing a little video diary like every Wednesday of all the random crafty projects I have, it's going to help me inspire to do more crafty projects and to learn more crafts. Hopefully it'll, get me to actually finish some projects too. Sometimes I'll get really excited and start a project and not finish it, or I'll get wrapped up in trying to get it just perfect, when the point of crafts is to have fun. So, being able to do a video diary, it lets me share what I'm working on and how I feel about it. It also lets me share with the YouTube community what I think's important about finishing the project. Hopefully I'll inspire you guys to, learn some things about the craft projects I do, and if I don't do them or do complete them, I gotta report back to you guys every Wednesday, and that's enough inspiration right there to actually work on stuff and enjoy the actual crafting. So for this first work in progress Wednesday, or what I'm working on Wednesday, I was going to share with you guys a recent order from Knitpicks and a project I've already started working on, and also just some little reviews or just thoughts on my recent order from Knitpicks. Now first though, I want to talk about my little yarn winder. Here it is. This thing's been with me for about 3 years, and as you can see, the handle's kind of, the yarn thing's kind of broken. The bobbin's sheared off and broken. This is actually the third bobbin I've had on this thing. I've ordered replacements in the past off like eBay and things like that, and yeah, I think the first two, they didn't really stay on very well, and this one wasn't staying on very well, so I glued it, so now it's kind of stuck here. It's beat all to heck. It was preventing me from recycling yarns, which is another little hobby I have, so I decided to get a new one, and I did a lot of research and just a lot of hee-hawing over prices and things like that. So when it came down to it, I decided to order the Knitpicks one. I'm going to show you guys that one now. Okay, and here it is, and let's see, where's the other part of it? Okay, it actually comes with a handle that I haven't even taken out of the package yet, because I don't really wind yarn that way. But this one, I am pretty much in love with it. It's got a really smooth design. The handle is plastic, but it's less tension on your thumb, so it's just smoother to wind around. Let me show you guys, where's the old one? Previously, I'd have problems right here when this thing was up and I'd get going. The yarn would go from here and get trapped right here or down here. Right here. Yep. And on the Knitpicks one, it's a different design. It's all smooth and all one piece, so it's not going to catch. I've already managed to wind 3 skeins of yarn already on this, and it's been smooth, no problems. My only little thing about it is when it came in the mail it was disassembled, so I had to put it together, and that's to be expected. But to get the table bracket thing on, the instructions, I had a hard time with them. It turns out, well, I'm going to show you guys now, this little clear thing right here actually needs to be completely unscrewed. There we go. Then you put this part right here. Yep. And then you screw it in place. And yes, I was dumb enough to try to fit the metal part on with the clear thing, and it wasn't working, and finally I was like, oh, so all you have to do, unscrew the clear part, clear bolt thing, put it in there, and then screw it down and tack it down. And it's ready to go to put on your table like that. So now I've got a new yarn winder. I'll be recycling yarns again. I was having problems about a month ago with my yarn winder and my yarn swift, which is that big giant umbrella thing you sometimes see in yarn stores. I've worked out a lot of those problems, so I'll be recycling yarn soon, and you'll find it in the Leftovers for Dinner shop. So on Etsy, I've got a little Etsy shop where I sometimes sell recycled yarns and some other yarn goodies, but it's made me happy. I've got a yarn winder. Now, the other thing that I got, let me get that right now. Oh yeah, I ordered some sport weight yarn. This is Knitpicks' Felici Sport Too Cool. It's sport weight, which means it's not as tiny as fingering or sock weight yarn, but it's still considered a fine weight, and that's just fine by me. I get easily frustrated with the tiny yarns when it comes to knitting. I'm a new knitter, so smaller yarns, bulky yarns are a bit of a challenge for me. This stuff, so far, it's been great. It's been fun. And what makes it even funner is the fact that I'm in love with the colorway. Let me take the label off so you guys can see it. I'm a big fan of grays, and this has got a charcoal and a light gray in it. I've been wearing a lot of teals this winter. Let me zoom in on the color so you guys can see it. Oops, that's the wrong way. Okay, there we go. This is like a heathered teal or speckled teal pattern, and that's cool because I've been wearing teal a lot this winter. Another cool thing is it's got this chartreusey limey color, which I love but looks terrible on me. So anytime I can find a yarn that has that in the pattern or colorway, I try to snag it up. Knitpicks, they're having an end of a year sale, so this stuff is pretty cheap. I picked up a bunch of it. I have some ideas on what I'm going to do with it, but I'll talk to you about those later. Again, it's sport weight, soft, it's still a fine weight, but not too fine, not too much of a headache. So let me show you guys what I am working on. As soon as I got this yarn, I got inspired to start doing something, and I need a new winter hat. The last time Bender Oak and we went out into the woods for geocaching and letterboxing, I lost my favorite hat. It was getting dark and it just slipped off my head and I wasn't paying attention. But I need to start wearing hats more out in the woods and out in winter in general. So sport weight yarn, it knits up quicker than sock weight, but it's still thin and it's not bulky. I hate wearing bulky stuff. It kind of doesn't look flattering on me. So let me show you the hat I started. I started this early Monday morning, late Sunday night. I'm kind of an evening person, so I probably started this like 1 a.m.-ish, worked on it for a couple of hours, then worked on it for a couple of hours today. And here it is. I'm trying to spread it out so you guys can see it without it falling off the needles. And this is just basically a bottom ribbed hat and then smooth stockingette in the round. It's knit 4, purl 4, knit 4, purl 4, and then I just transitioned to stockingette in the round. The cast on for this was about 160 stitches, or cast on. I got that number by going on Ravelry and searching a bunch of patterns that were in a sport weight or heavy fingering weight and just looking for the hats, and I'd find the average stitch count a lot of those people used. It was anywhere between 140 and 162, so I ended up casting on 160 so that I could do the knit 4, purl 4. It matched that pattern count, and I just winged it. So just you know, if you have a yarn you want to work with but you don't have a set pattern in mind, search on Ravelry, get a general idea of the cast on, and just work with that cast on. Do some math, make sure it matches the stitch counts you want to use and the stitch patterns, and wing it. A lot of patterns aren't too hard. This is a basic hat, which is all I wanted. I didn't want anything really elaborate because I wanted to show off the colors. So it's easy, it's almost mindless. I've worked on this while waiting for my favorite show to come on, waiting for dinner to finish, or, you know, while the dryer's going. So hopefully, with, you know, as easy as it is, and the fact that I've started this little video blog, I'll be able to report back to you guys next Wednesday with a finished hat, because it's going pretty smoothly. At the point now where I need to start decreasing, so, and since I'm a new knitter, I don't know any fancy decreases, so I'm just knitting 2 stitches together. Let me see if I can do that on camera for you guys now. Oh, yep, I am. Yeah. I'm a new knitter. I learned about 1.5 years ago, and it was a pain for the friends who tried to teach me the basics. So, and unfortunately, some of them have moved away, so I don't have as many, you know, live resources or local resources as I'd like to. A lot of times I have to use YouTube to get ideas on how to do stuff. So, now, once I finish this hat, I'm looking to start a sweater. I haven't really knit a lot of sweaters before. I made 1 sweater as my first knitted sweater, and it was terrible. It was huge. I accidentally made a 5X sweater. So I'd like to try again now that I have a little more knitting under my belt. I've crocheted sweaters before, and those have turned out okay, but I really, really want to make my first knit sweater. So since this is a striped yarn, I'm looking for a basic sweater, not something too frumpy and not something too heavy or too long. I have a bunch of this yarn that I got on sale, so anything that would make the stitch pattern look nice, I'm looking for. I've searched on Ravelry for some ideas, but if any of y'all have some suggestions for a relatively young or cool or hip sweater pattern that's not going to drive me nuts, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys and hear what you guys think. If you've had any success stories with any easy or beginner level sweater patterns, it always helps to have a live or real testimonial from somebody. So I hope you've enjoyed this work in progress Wednesday, or what I'm working on Wednesday, and give me some feedback. If you have any suggestions on what you want to see from me, or any interesting crafts you'd like to see me learn about, let me know. And thanks for watching.